not a game, it's a rich thing.
Hey y'all, it's Tasha. We are back with another review of Love Without Borders Season 1. This is episode 7. Thank you so much for stopping into my channel. If you are new, hit the subscribe button. If you are not new, y'all know how we get down here each and every week. Before I even jump into the video, thank y'all so much for helping me reach 2K subscribers. Yay! Insert applause. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to the channel. Thanks so much for commenting in the comment section, sharing it, whatever y'all doing. I appreciate y'all. Okay, so now that that is out of the way, let's jump into the episode from tonight because it's a lot to unpack a little bit. Okay, so let's just talk about it. We're going to start off with Gurleen and Shreyas. Let's just talk about it first. So it's day 29 in Dubai, and Gurleen and Shreyas look completely miserable in the apartment together. They get a little ding dong on the doorbell, and it is Erica to visit them in person. Remember, Erica is the matchmaker. So she talks to them, asks them to be completely transparent with her. Shreyas tells Erica about the argument they had about, equal rights and the whole women's rights that Gurleen was just so hot about. So Gurleen says that that is a hot button for her because he can't seem to put himself in other people's shoes. Like, just because he didn't experience it, I guess she was making it like he was kind of dismissing that it actually exists. I didn't really get that vibe. I just got that he's saying he just doesn't see it, not denying that it may actually be a problem for some other people. But maybe we just didn't get it all. I'm not completely sure. She gets elevated again as they are talking about it, and is like, things happen to women around here. Things happen to women in India, and because your experience is different, it's what other people are experiencing. Shreyas again talks about, her taking the video, and she's like, but you know why I take the video, right? Because we were drunk and I wanted us to be able to talk about it. Girl, y'all seem to have a very vivid memory of what happened, so I'm pretty sure this whole excuse you using about y'all was drinking and that's why you recorded so y'all can review the footage and talk about it, it's null and void, honey, because I don't think we have reviewed the footage yet, and everybody seems to remember what the argument was about when y'all had it. Okay, so Erica encouraged Shreyas to really use his voice, speak up. He says that as of today, there is no romance between them, maybe a friendship. Gurleen completely agrees and says that there is no connection. Erica tells her that she really takes her mental health seriously, and because of that, she thinks that she needs to go home. Y'all, Gurleen then gets upset yet again and fights it and saying, I'm not going home. Just say why I'm going home. I'm not going home because of my mental health. I'm going home because there's no connection. So it's just like she wants Erica to kind of say it with your chest of, give me the real, and just say it as to why I'm going home and not blame it on my mental health. Good old production gives us a flashback from the previous night because Erica is like, well, that's what you asked for. And yes, indeed, I quote, Gurleen says, for my mental health, there is no reason for me to be here if not for my soulmate being here. So girl, you said you wanted to go home. So now Erica is letting you go home, and we are all thankful for it, okay? Anyway, as she's trying to, defend herself, Erica cuts her off and is like, you signed up for this process. And unfortunately, that process did not work. And when I tell you I am here for Erica not beating around the bush with these people, like, I don't necessarily agree with everything that she says, but I can agree with her being somebody that is straightforward and she calls a spade a spade. Like, call out the BS, Erica. I absolutely love it. All right. So Gurleen, of course, starts to cry, says she feels like she isn't enough for anyone else and there really is no one else out there for her. But she's happy to be going home at this point, and we can all agree we are happy you are going home too. And I don't feel sorry for her, y'all. I don't. I haven't really felt sorry for her this entire time. I don't feel sorry for her right now because she just hasn't made an attempt to make this process go well. Like, you have to try. If you want to make an effort, you have to try, and you just can't fight the person that you're trying to get to know on every single thing, honey. That's not how partnership works, honey. You are going to have to compromise. And if you can't compromise in the beginning where it's still supposed to be cupcakes and rainbows and so exciting and y'all just can't get enough of each other, then you ain't gonna make it long term with nobody, girl. Like, figure it out, honey. Shreyas, we then see him back home with his family. His mom asks what happened. He says basically there was no connection, so Erica told Gurleen to go home. Shreyas lets us know also that after Erica left, Gurleen went to the producers, wanted her mic to be taken off because she needed to have a conversation off camera. She has that outside with them. She comes back in, picks up her phone, goes to her room, closes the door. After she's in there for a little bit, she comes back out and she just leaves. She doesn't say bye, see you later, nice knowing you, I'll let you know, get home safely, I hope you find whatever you're looking for out there. She didn't say anything, honey. Okay. Shreyas says he really didn't want to tell his family, especially his parents, about all the stress he was under, and his parents, specifically his dad, is just like, but she was nice. She was nice to us. And I'm like, have you not ever seen people be nice to this person over here and then be nasty to this person over here, sir? Like, Shreyas is like, sir, it's about finding love. It's not about finding a friend. We got enough friends, no new friends. We all about finding love. And I did not find that with her. So she gotta go. Shreyas tells them about the whole Christmas party incident. And again, his dad, oddly enough, is kind of low key on Gurleen's side and taking up for her. And I can really appreciate Shreyas in this instance because he is like standing up to his dad of like, no, basically you ain't see her act a complete ass. So I don't really care what you got to say. It didn't work out and I'm not here for it. Okay. As the episode wraps up, we see Erica visits Shreyas back at the apartment to, see how he's feeling. Shreyas said he is feeling lighter, and if you look at this man's face, you can see that he actually visibly looks lighter since Gurleen is gone. He says he is disappointed that Gurleen did not put in 100% effort, but oh wait, here comes Erica. She's like, I got another woman. Don't worry about it. I got your back. I have another woman that's come from the U.S. We gonna see how this works out. So I guess next week, we will figure out or see who Shreyas' new partner is now that Gurleen is gone, right? Moving on to Carmen and Phil, we see it's day 34 in Ghana, then day 36 in Ghana, and then now it's day 38. And we see that Phil and Carmen are getting ready to go out with her friends, and he is kind of nervous. They all show up at the, I guess, it wasn't really a nightclub, I guess, restaurant, bar, whatever. They start ordering drinks, and Phil does not order a drink. Because y'all remember very first episode, he says he kind of had to cleanse himself of, sex, drinking, smoking, all these different type of things. And he does not order a drink. So Carmen says him not wanting to drink might be a problem because they like to party. And I said, so nobody can party without having a drink? Is that what you're saying? Because I'm not a big drinker either, but I like to party and have a good time. And I can have a good time while I'm sober. Okay? So eventually he basically gets peer pressured into getting a drink to make a good impression on her friends. And he ends up drinking that night. They start talking about malaria for some reason. Her friend says that he had it about 40 times. Phil asks how it's transmitted and if it's through saliva. Carmen says he should not be concerned because he has not tried to kiss her. Okay, Carmen. Then we see day 38. Phil is video chatting with his friend Stormy and providing her with updates, especially from the night before when they went out. And we find out they hung out. Well, not they. Phil hung out until about 4:30 in the morning. He lets his friend know that Carmen did not come home with him. And he's like, over in America, we come together, we leave together. And I'm like, that's definitely the vibe that I'm on. And that's in America or out of America. We come together, we leave together. Okay. So I was like, when Carmen says she liked the party, homegirl likes the party. She ain't lying. Okay. And I just need to know what time do the clubs close in Ghana? Because child, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning still going? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We see that at 6 p.m. that night, he said he hadn't heard from her all day. And he tells us that, basically when he was getting ready to go, she wanted to stay out. His friend asks if basically he can fit her in his life. And Phil says he isn't sure if where they differ will be long-term problems, and if she is making adjustments to him being in her life, or if he is being a burden. And to be honest, I don't really know. I don't feel like we get a ton of Phil and Carmen in these episodes. And I guess because the other couples are filled with a little bit more drama, or maybe, episodes with them being in it a lot are to come. So I really can't get a good feel on where Carmen is, where they are, because we just don't get enough information throughout these episodes so far. All right, moving on to Aaron and Myel. It's day 30 in Paris, and Aaron and Myel are on the phone with Erica. They're wondering at what point do they say they tried, but it didn't work out. Well, really, Aaron is asking that, okay? Erica says she thinks they are jumping the gun and really having the romance conversations too soon. And when she said that, I was like, but wait, girl, wasn't you the one trying to get them to get it in and do some physical touch and let him get a massage and stuff? So you can't put that blame on them, right? Myel thinks he is at fault because he said he kind of pushed it. Yeah, you were a little bit pushy, especially in the beginning, Myel. So they basically repeat some affirmations to each other that Erica tells them to do, and she leaves them. They go for a walk, and then Aaron says he still feels a little overwhelmed with all the changes. Aaron tells Myel that he has put in effort, but he hasn't given up. It's like he has the door open, but really he hasn't walked through the door or hasn't invited Myel to come through the door. So they just kind of at a standstill, okay? Aaron says he is still, open to trying. Myel says, he was willing to give up and maybe that was too easy. And he really starts placing a lot of the blame on himself. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all, because while I feel like Myel was being a little pushy up front, I do believe once he kind of started seeing Aaron for who he is, he kind of pulled back and was very honest. While Aaron this whole time I feel like has been sending some mixed signals his way. So it's like, don't take on all that blame. Aaron has some blame in this as well. It is day 31. We see that it's gloomy outside. So Aaron thought of an indoor activity, which happens to basically be sipping paint. So they're having a good old time. Myel thinks Aaron is flirting with him. I don't see it, but live his best life. Aaron keeps drinking. And as he keeps drinking, he then decides to draw a penis. Myel is struggling with the plural form of the word penis. We then see their pictures. Myel paints a penis. Aaron paints a penis. One is big, one is small. I'm going to leave it at that. All right. We have Naeem and Chandra. It is day 28 in Panama, and Chandra's on a video call with Erica, and she asks how it's going. Chandra says weird, and it's been hard for her. She says that Naeem likes to joke around, and it pisses her off, so they are clashing personality-wise. They show Naeem talking to Erica that earlier that day, and he was telling Erica about Chandra's ex. And Erica then asked Chandra, is like, hey, so what's going on with your ex? Do you still have feelings for him? And Chandra's like, no, I don't have feelings for him. I think he does. And now I know that, but it's just friends. And I'm like, how are you just now knowing that you think your ex still got feelings for you, girl? Like, we not believing none of what you said, okay? She says that they've just seen each other a couple times, but that's been it. But Naeem has been here less than a month, and you've seen your ex twice since then. Okay, girl. Erica says she really needs a strong and compassionate man because of all she's been through, and that is really why they selected Naeem for her, because she was previously in an abusive relationship. So Erica tells her you really need to examine yourself and really see where the two of you can benefit from one another. She says she can admit that it was a bad idea to invite her ex and for him to sleep over, and that Naeem deserves more respect. Yes, he does. Naeem is not my favorite, but he does deserve more respect than that. And I just couldn't believe it took a talk with Erica for her to figure that out. Ma'am, you are a grown woman. 2 plus 2 will always equal 4. Anyway, later that night, they go to a park. There's lots of lights, music, food, etc. They sit and they talk about the situation with the ex. And Chandra said, they aren't talking anymore. And now she really wants Naeem to really feel welcome and move forward and continue with the experience because she is committed to it. Naeem thanks her and says this is kind of a reset for them and they are ready to move forward. It is day 30 and we see Chandra is finishing up work. Naeem said he was looking into getting a handyman to fix the door. The door has a hole in it that was punched by her ex. So he wanted to just make sure that she was still okay with that before he proceeded with getting a new door. She really didn't seem too happy at first, although, he's trying to make sure to confirm that she is comfortable. She tells him, her ex punched the door and then pushed her down the stairs. And she starts to cry because this is a trigger for her. So with Naeem being a social worker, he thought it would help her to move on. But he sees because this is still a trigger, maybe it's too soon and he'll just leave it alone until she is ready. So she then tells us a story about how there were her neighbors were outside and then her and her ex were outside and they were in front of everyone. And I guess some male from the neighbor's house was looking at her. And because another male was looking at her, he slapped her. And I was like, sheesh, she can't control somebody else's eyes looking at her. Why are you slapping her, sir? My goodness. So she's basically been through so much that she keeps looking for red flags in men, which is why she keeps finding them in Naeem. So Naeem definitely turns on his social worker skills and starts, having these conversations and asking her these questions. And while in this moment, I can appreciate him having a level head and being concerned, I also wanted him to take this opportunity to show her some compassion. If y'all decided that y'all are going to start over and this is a reset, show her some compassion. She's over here crying and having a hard time. At least give her a hug, Naeem. Jeesh. So it's now day 32. The new door is being delivered. So, of course, Chandra has now come around to being okay with it. Naeem checks on her as the handyman is there. She says she's feeling sick to her stomach now that the door is being fixed. And he asks her, do you want to talk about it? Do you want to just sit here? And she just wants him to sit. So that's what they do. She lets us know that now that he has supported her through this, she's seen a different side of him and now she has feelings for him. I was like, oh, now you got feelings for Naeem. Okay. All right. Naeem says, while things may not work out romantically between them, he's hopeful that that she will still see him as a friend in her healing process. So it seems now that the roles have reversed, that Naeem has basically started to friend zone Chandra, and now Chandra is actually feeling him. We will see how this goes. Lastly, we have Dana and Brian. Thankfully, we didn't see much of them this episode, and I wasn't mad at it, okay? It is day 30 in Ireland, and Dana's walking down the street with her guitar child. She says she can see herself making a living here, making music here. We know, Dana, you can see yourself everywhere, honey. You get to the farm, you can see yourself on the farm. You get to his house, you can see yourself in his house. You get down to the water in the hills, you can see yourself being there. Wherever you are, you can see yourself being there, honey, in Ireland. She meets a friend that she met at the market just a few days ago that is letting her use some of his music equipment. She sets up shop in the street, starts playing her guitar and singing. We then see Brian shows up and she is happy to see him, although she says, she's still a little cautious because he let her on in the beginning. She sings a song that she wrote about 8 years ago, and she said the song was for her future husband. It kind of talks about the lyrics are, her going across the sea to find love. And she says it's kind of trippy. And I'm like, if you say so, girl. But I don't think you're going to find love here in Ireland. But okay. Day 32, Dana is trying to do laundry, but she can't remember where to put the soap. So she had to wait till Brian came home. So they sit down once he comes home and help her with the laundry. They figure out what they're going to do for the rest of the evening. And she suggests that he help her write a song because that will help lighten the mood. So she grabs the guitar, they figure out what the song will be about, and all I can really hear is Shrek in my ear with his accent and singing, I'm sorry y'all, but that is all I could envision in my head, and I just wanted it to stop. I know I'm childish, but I just wanted it to stop. But they said they had fun doing it. I guess. But that was how the episode wrapped up this week, y'all. We'll see. Next week is looking like it's getting even more spicy, especially between Phil and Carmen, because apparently Carmen never responded to his messages. I think some other stuff is definitely going to be popping off with Naeem and Chandra. And hopefully we'll see whoever this new lady is that's going to be matched with Shreyas. I mean, we can't get any worse than Gurleen, right? So it's only up from here. But let me know what y'all thought about tonight's episode. Drop your comments down in the comment section below and we will chat it up there. Until then, I'll catch y'all next week. Peace.